Welcome back to Iraqi Dinar Hub. Today represents a pivotal moment in the unfolding story of the Iraqi dinar, sending tremors through international financial networks. A newly surfaced development has electrified dinar investors and private financial circles alike, focusing on an alleged internal document from one of America's leading banking giants. The confidential file, purported to have emerged from Chase Bank, details a specific valuation for the Iraqi dinar IQD that, if genuine, could radically alter the currency's trajectory and reshape wealth. Projections for its holders. This is far from the usual round of dinar speculation. This leak resonates differently than past chatter. It's not simply online forums and blogs ablaze. A palpable sense of urgency and optimism has permeated the community. The excitement has blended analysis, hope, and tempered realism among long-time holders who have awaited an IQD revaluation for years. The timing and content of this leak feel more revelatory than rumor, significantly raising the stakes. Reports now point to what seems to be an internal Chase Bank foreign exchange memorandum leaked by an anonymous insider. This isn't an ordinary document. It features a line indicating the Iraqi dinar, valued at an astonishing $8.72 per IQD. That figure has captured the global investment community's attention. It's particularly noteworthy because such a rate wasn't anticipated until far deeper into Iraq's extended economic recovery. If this document is authentic, it implies the revaluation may be imminent rather than distant. At present, Chase Bank has not provided any formal statement addressing the leak's legitimacy. Even without official confirmation, the blend of screenshots, embedded metadata, and internal chat transcripts resembles prior leaks, especially ones linked to institutions like Barclays. That resemblance has only intensified speculation. The banking sector typically remains stoic regarding currency adjustments. Nevertheless, this leak's structured format and familiar patterns have prompted even veteran financial analysts to take it seriously. According to the anonymous source said to work within Chase Bank's foreign currency compliance unit, the screenshot displays an active internal rate testing dashboard. The IQD is unmistakably listed at $8.72 under the USD conversion column. This is not a random screenshot. Misread, the rate is clearly labeled as part of a controlled test phase. It appears alongside well-established currencies such as the euro, yen, and pound, making the IQD's inclusion and elevated valuation both striking and inexplicable in the absence of concrete context. The informant asserts that access to this data is strictly limited to employees with Tier 3 security clearance. These individuals typically oversee foreign exchange compliance, risk mitigation, and cross-border settlements. That exclusivity lends credence to the leak, as such clearance is not available to entry-level staff. The larger question now emerges. Why would Chase Bank run internal simulations on a currency believed to be static unless there was a compelling incentive? Banks do not conduct these drills arbitrarily. They simulate high-impact events with meticulous strategic foresight. One of the most critical technical insights from the leak involves the screenshot's timestamp, which, according to metadata, was captured mere minutes before the New York Forex markets opened. This detail is crucial because it aligns with peak liquidity windows in global trading. Financial institutions often schedule high-volume simulations during these intervals to assess system resilience and operational responsiveness under stress. That timing suggests this test was far more than a routine exercise. It was a deliberate effort to emulate real-world conditions under high pressure. The presence of an IQD revaluation rate in a major bank's internal systems hints at more profound considerations behind the scenes. While skeptics may remain unconvinced, the thorough coordination, documentation, and strategic timing of this simulation point toward deliberate preparation for a substantial shift. Such simulations are never accidental. They are generally part of a phased rollout for major financial initiatives. The pressing question is, why now? Why would a leading US bank be testing the Iraqi dinar internally unless there were indicators suggesting imminent movement? Over the past 5 years,
This audio was created with podcastle.ai.
Suggesting imminent movement. Over the past 5 years, Iraq has undergone a significant, yet understated economic transformation. With central bank reserves now exceeding $160 billion, billion and significant investment in digital payment infrastructure, the country has moved closer to global financial norms. Under international supervision, Iraq has implemented anti-money laundering protocols, strengthened monetary controls, and negotiated key oil for currency agreements with emerging BRICS economies. These combined efforts demonstrate that Iraq has laid the foundation required for a stable and credible free market exchange rate system. The International Monetary Fund, IMF, has publicly recognized Iraq's advancements, noting that the nation has met multiple reform benchmarks. These benchmarks include controlling inflation, safeguarding foreign investments, and restructuring the banking sector to handle global capital flows. For those who believe in an imminent revaluation, these developments provide the economic underpinning for a significantly higher IQD valuation. If the $8.72 rate is even partially accurate, a standard holding of 100 IQD could convert to $872, an extraordinary return compared to historical purchase prices, where $100,000 IQD might have cost around $120. That said, enthusiasm must be balanced with caution. An unexpected windfall can be as destabilizing as a loss if not managed properly. Investors need to prepare by consulting qualified legal, financial, and tax professionals. Reports of this leaked rate have already triggered temporary market disruptions. IQD listings disappearing from bank currency portals and removal from public exchange rate watch lists. Historically, such actions correspond with internal bank simulations, which often require isolating test data from live public systems. Veteran watchers of the RV space have observed similar patterns, where banks momentarily retract currency listings, restrict access, or simulate rate changes under controlled conditions. These signs, while not confirmations, carry significant weight. In this particular leak, there were also references to other currencies, most notably the Vietnamese dong VND and the Iranian rial. The VND's internal test rate purportedly appeared at an eye-raising $347 per unit, eclipsing even the dramatic implications of a potential IQD revaluation and further fueling intense speculation and optimism. The VND investor community has long contended that the dong is undervalued. With Vietnam's deeper integration into global markets, free trade agreements, soaring exports, and broad macroeconomic reforms, many have speculated that the currency's intrinsic value trumps and its current market price. If even a fraction of this leaked VND rate is accurate, it could revolutionize modest currency holdings into substantial generational wealth. However, until official validation arrives from central banks or recognized trading platforms, the community should temper optimism with prudence. Understanding bank-level operations behind closed doors is essential to grasping the full picture. Major banking institutions Chase, Wells Fargo, HSBC, and Citibank rely on advanced systems, like Swift GPI and NDA dashboards for currency simulations. Such platforms enable them to test large-scale revaluation scenarios in real time without disturbing public currency markets. These simulations fine-tune liquidity flows, cross-border settlements, and internal audit processes. What is happening now aligns with a pattern of pre-launch protocols that many insiders have monitored for years. Make no mistake, this is not a routine update one might find at a retail forex window. These are full-scale, system-wide drills simulating entire banking frameworks responding to new rates under live conditions. Institutions conduct stress tests, verify audit integrity, and validate interbank protocols, all measures designed to mitigate panic and safeguard liquidity. Whether these simulated changes ever surface publicly depends on market readiness and close coordination with central banks and global monetary authorities. It's about timing, strategic alignment, and meticulous planning rather than idle speculation. For holders of IQD and VND, now is the moment for strategic preparedness. That means verifying the legitimacy of your holdings, confirming purchases were made through reputable dealers, and safeguarding physical notes, along with corresponding receipts. In the event of a revaluation, banks will almost certainly demand documented proof of authenticity. Stay vigilant against fraudulent schemes, unregulated private offers, or exclusive group redemption pitches lacking proper credentials. Consult certified CPAs experienced in capital gains, trust formation, and wealth management before acting. As reports continue to circulate, it's vital to remain anchored in verifiable information. Monitor updates from the Central Bank of Iraq (CBI), the IMF, the US Department of the Treasury, and leading forex platforms. These institutions will ultimately confirm any official changes to exchange rates. At Real Techno, our commitment is to deliver clear, accurate, and unbiased reporting without succumbing to hype. Our primary focus is not merely the potential for financial upheaval, but the practical preparations necessary to navigate it intelligently and safely. Reflect on what this juncture signifies. For years, revaluation discussions were dismissed by mainstream media and financial analysts as baseless or conspiratorial. Yet recent events, particularly a leak of this magnitude from a major US bank, have shifted the narrative. If the information we're seeing holds true, we might be standing on the cusp of a long-awaited inflection point. Financial markets often move quietly, until suddenly, the stillness breaks. And when they do, the consequences are far-reaching. This moment transcends simple currency speculation. At its essence, it underscores human perseverance and unwavering conviction. For years, countless individuals maintained belief that currencies like the Iraqi Dinar and Vietnamese dong were artificially suppressed victims of geopolitical maneuvering and entrenched financial systems. Now, if this leak proves authentic, we may be witnessing not only a monetary shift but the dawn of a new economic era, one that could restore balance and vindicate those who remain steadfast. For decades, the global financial arena has been dominated by a narrow circle of powerful players. These entities often dictated economic policies, currency valuations, and trade balances, frequently sidelining emerging or resource-rich nations. What we may be witnessing today could signal the start of a much-needed realignment, a redistribution of global influence. For those who believed in this moment while others scoffed, it represents more than potential profits. It signifies being vindicated when it mattered most, standing tall as visionaries amid doubt. Yet we must ask, is this finally the proof we've awaited? While optimism swells, confirmation remains pending. Until an authoritative declaration emerges from a central bank or international financial body, we inhabit a state of caution.
This audio was created with podcastle.ai.
Or international financial body, we inhabit a state of cautious anticipation. However, the very existence of this internal Chase Bank document, especially indicating an $8.72 rate, suggests something profound may be unfolding behind the scenes. It signals that major financial institutions could be gearing up for a seismic shift in the global monetary framework. All around us, subtle yet powerful indicators are beginning to illuminate the path, much like runway lights guiding an aircraft in for a landing. Every micro-movement, from internal testing to the temporary disappearance of IQD and VND listings, appears to be converging toward an imminent event. If you hold either currency, this could be the once-in-a-lifetime moment you've anticipated for years. Your diligence, research, and steadfast belief may finally align with a historic financial transformation. Never forget, financial history isn't solely authored by governments, banks, or hedge funds. At times, the most profound shifts are driven by ordinary individuals who dared to envision extraordinary outcomes. It's the grassroots holders, the quiet visionaries, and everyday people who maintained faith amid ridicule, those who may now find themselves at the forefront of a generational reset. If this leak and its implications prove true, then you are not merely observers, you are participants in rewriting financial history. As this broadcast ends, remember, this is not a moment for panic, impulsive actions, or ungrounded speculation. Instead, it demands clarity, strategic planning, and emotional discipline. Should these rates become official, we will provide comprehensive guidance on every step you'll need to proceed confidently, from understanding redemption procedures to managing taxes, establishing trusts, and preserving long-term wealth. This isn't about overnight riches. It's about laying the groundwork for sustainable success and safeguarding the future you envision. This is Real Techno signing off for now, but rest assured, We will return the moment we have substantial, verified information to share, whether it's fresh leaks, confirmed data, or movements among major institutions. We will break it down and offer the context you need. Our mission remains clarity over hype. This could be one of the most consequential junctures in modern financial history, and we will be by your side decoding developments and illuminating truths. Disclaimer. Remember that everything discussed in today's broadcast is speculative and presented for educational, informational, and entertainment purposes only. We do not provide financial, legal, or investment advice. Always consult licensed professionals before making any monetary decisions. Protect your assets, stay informed, and proceed prudently. True wealth transcends mere games. It encompasses preservation, legacy planning, and smart execution. That is the difference between fleeting success and generational prosperity. Choose the latter through preparation and insight.